PS2 と
What we did is we pretty much took the Okami world from the original Okami game, which was on PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo Wii, and we brought that to the Nintendo DS. And then on the Nintendo DS, what you have is not so much a sequel to that game, but a spiritual successor. So this is its own new story. This is its own thing. It stands on its own. It is connected to the world of the previous game, but what we tried to do is we create a whole setting that stands on its own. So they're really two different types of games, but they share the same flavor, if you will. And we're able to really do things with the graphics and the celestial brush on the Nintendo DS that are going to be pretty amazing. And the story behind the Okamiden is that it takes place a few months after the previous game concluded. So now we have a whole fresh start to the Okami legend. And what we're trying to achieve here is a new story that stands on its own. So this is like a completely new IP, if you will. Chibi-Terasu is the child of Amaterasu from the previous game. But what we're trying not to do is we're not trying to really touch upon like the gender of Amaterasu as such. And their relationship, we're trying to leave a lot up to the imagination, if you will, for the players to fill that part in for themselves. But I can say definitely that Chibi-Terasu is the offspring of Amaterasu. And one of the things we want to focus on in this game is the parent-child relationships. If you look at the logo, you see the two sons, and you have the big son and the smaller son. The big one was saying for Amaterasu and the small one for Chibi-Terasu. The actual subtitle for the game in Japan is called小小太陽, which actually translates into small son. Well, what we did is we actually tried to replicate as closely as possible the art style from the previous two versions. And our programmers and such, they're working really hard to fully exploit all the capabilities of the Nintendo DS. So you get an art style that's as close as possible to the Wii and PlayStation 2 versions. The gameplay is pretty much similar to what you had in the previous title, but whereas the previous title was a full-on action game, we do have action elements in Okamiden, but we tried to streamline them a little bit. Like when fighting, you just have the one button, so it's much easier to get in and understand what you have to do. Also, we've added more puzzle elements to this game, so for people who find action games intimidating and whatnot, they have the puzzle elements to help get them through. One of the main features of this game is the partner system, and you and your partners go on different adventures throughout the game. One of the themes in this game is how in life you meet different people and they come into your life and then they fall out of your life, and you know, that's what life is about. And just like that, in this game you'll encounter these different partners and they'll help you overcome different problems, but then at some point you have to say goodbye to them, and then you meet new partners who will help you. Also, each partner has a unique skill set that can be employed to solving the puzzles in the game. So when you have these partners together, you'll go on adventures and solve puzzles and things like that, and you'll employ their unique skills to help you do these things. It's coming out in Japan in 2010 and in overseas 2011. I can't give you a specific month right now, and I apologize for that, but I promise you it will be a great game and you have a lot to look forward to.